Good day everyone, my name is Max and welcome back to ATS, American Truck Simulator, Cruising Louisiana. Let's head on to our penultimate, All from Baton Rouge to Puna. Yeah, so we are taking scaffolding. Huh? Quite a distance. Also, I forgot to say a navigator to the screen. Have to resort to the super unrealistic UI navigator. The alternative is to turn or something. Not impossible. But yeah, anyway. Heading out to Mana in this wonderful beatable 350. 49. Real vintage. Of course this toll pass device is also very vintage, very Disney. Once again, wonderfully modeled model. Available on the Steam Workshop. Box, I'd say. Yeah. It is indeed. Yeah, now heading to this bridge. West Baton Rouge. Mississippi is wide. Yeah. Yeah, heading to well, more greenery. Huge levels. Looks like we are going over these balloons. Very close. Don't see a lot of pictures. We are going right above it. Above the interest. Of course, not much off-roading. That's interesting, actually. There's road ending. There's a vehicle. Anyway. Yeah, so we can see causeway. Looks like shows, they are fairly realistically depicting Louisiana, but seriously, there are definitely interesting places to visit, but everything in between is just extremely generic. I'm not sure, it's really generic, I don't know how to say it. It feels really generic. I'm not sure. That has weird vibes. As I said, there are some really eerie places. It's really odd. Should call David. I'm still not calling David. But still better than dynamic ads. Don't even have. I mean, in the future you will need an ad blocker. For a game in a game you've paid for. At least, integrating it into your. You know what, I feel, actually this is not very difficult, but I feel like we can do a little parking maneuver here. Canada, possible. Unfortunately, can't truck contract. Honestly, I don't have. Like, I used to play ATF and ETF too much. A lot of truck racing, but somehow, really only playing ATF. Events. Why, but for ATS and ETS2 is different. Like, there's actually something new attached to seasonals and not just another car. Odd. It's not the same, I mean the mixture of these seasonals makes me contact, I guess, opposed to other games. Anyway, the last truck they want to drive is the Legend, the only Aussie Legend in ATS. Finally making its comeback thanks to a modder, I forgot his name, sorry, he's the same modder. Of course, the original lorry was created by GTM modding team, who did a bunch of very good mods, by the way. This one is brought back to life. Hopefully I have saved a backup of the right version in great foresight, because I love this truck that way back when it was still supported. But it was brought back by the same modder who also brought us the Dodge D800. maybe maybe we can go to the radar from New Orleans. Let's check it out. We can't go from New Orleans to Florida. We go to another place. Go to New Orleans. But let's check this out. Yes. Belle Lyon. Still nothing to the radar, so I guess we're gonna go to Natchitoches, right here, and then even though we will complete the World of Trucks event, we're going to Natchitoches, we will still go to the radar somehow. I'm not sure how. Contract. Anyway, maybe I should look at what is actually in the radar. There's a paper plant, Alimax Warbird. It's not a very interesting Faraday energy. It's not a very interesting, but there's definitely industry there. So I don't see why there shouldn't be something interesting. Anyway, we travel to Natchitoches. Natchitoches? Natchitoches? Oh, freaking hell, I'm getting... Also, my voice is cutting out again. Not cutting out, but yeah, I'm getting a bit sore throat. Anyway, external contract to New Orleans. Looks like we are driving... Yeah, home accessories to New Orleans, I guess. Glory. A road train as well. This is going to be interesting. Let's have this road train. Well, is there no engine sound? Where's that? Not sure if I actually have saved the right version, but it seems to work. Actually, I'm not having my headphones on. Right? Hopefully this is the right version. That everything works alright. I haven't saved the right version. That's good. At least it's driving. So the Aussie Beast lives again. The one Aussie Beast that was available. Thankfully I made it back. Also I see there's a shoe. The indicator is red. It's going to be yellow. Get out of the way. the lighting doesn't look quite right for the steering wheel, for example, but this might be just because this model is actually so old. I think it predates the last render engine update, so it might look a bit odd at in some places because it didn't took account for. True, but I actually kind of like this lorry. It's obviously the bonnet one. It's actually a relatively short wheelbase compared to many lorries when you get a shorter wheelbase in the day cab. But it's still a full cab, nonetheless. Quite an interesting nice for Australia. Wonderful. Maybe I should make a screenshot. Hello, Janky Tito. This man loves driving. Hello. Yeah. Hello. Thank you. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for tuning in and thanks for having a chat. Hope you're doing all right. Yeah, you are not a new viewer, I know. I gotta be honest, I'm having trouble with names sometimes. But Twitch has helped me keep track of viewers. Actually, thanks for tuning in. Love to see you again here after all this time. How are you doing in general? By the way, I'm pretty much out of the loop regarding SKG and stuff. I haven't followed it anymore besides that the petition was successful. Not sure what quite came of it. Maybe you are more into it and want to give me and maybe other viewers who might watch this an update. That would be interesting, something interesting to talk about. Let's take a quick shot. I also read what's been happening. Oh, well. There's so much happening in the world. It's difficult to keep track of everything. Understandable. I somehow need to take a screenshot of this because I really like this because it's a road train and a small road train, to be honest, but one for a thumbnail actually. The road train and an Aussie truck up front. So this might be good for a thumbnail. Let's take a broad one. And I love the greenery in this map DLC. One further from the side. Photo settings. Please. Right. Yep. That's alright. Right. But I was there at the beginning of the server, yeah. I wasn't quite there from the beginning, but I joined relatively fast. Then I left because of some stupid April Fool's joke. I don't want to think about it too much anymore. But the campaign was successful and enough subscriptions were collected, enough signatures. Yeah. Hopefully something will come of it. I think a lot of games, until something actually changes, a lot of games will still be lost. Hopefully not ATS and ETS too. But yeah, I think quite some games will still be lost before something changes in legislation. But hey, at least we will get the road trip DLC for ATS at some point. So you can actually drive cars across the entire United States when this DLC arrives. With proper car physics, by the way. There are car mods existing in ATS, of course, at this day, but the physics are not great because the physics are currently extremely narrowly geared towards lorries, heavy and slow vehicles. They start to go completely off rails with cars driving faster than 90 miles an hour. I used to play a little bit of ETS2 multiplayer, the mod, before they added official MP. I've actually never played any of the trucking games in multiplayer, neither Truckers MP or the official multiplayer. Never actually did that. Probably because I never found people to play it with. I mean, if you and other viewers are down to some multiplayer trucking and the stars align, so to say, so our times align, our schedules, then I'd be absolutely down to trying that. You can just join public servers. They have hundreds of drivers on one map. Oh. Oh yeah, and they also have virtual trucking companies, I can remember. Very interesting, like with a proper kind of economy even, in a meta game. As you can see, I'm actually playing with the ETS2 car traffic mod, where I have traffic from ETS2 in the game as well. Looks a bit ugly with the number plates sometimes because of the AO baking that traffic cars have, but gives much more variety. So many great mods for ATS and ETS2 as well. The modding community for these games is incredible. Quality as well. This is a dead mod currently I'm playing. Dead mod that got resurrected. Yeah. Wow, 150 miles to go still. Ooh. It's quite a long ride towards New Orleans, but we will arrive a little past 9 p.m. Maybe it will be night by then, and we can enjoy the New Orleans skyline at night, properly lit. That would be cool. Yeah, I've got to take this cloverleaf interchange again. As I said before, probably the only interchange I actually like taking in this map DLC because I'm familiar with cloverleaf. Though the turns are very narrow as well. There were longer trailer combos in this. I think this is the longest. Full size. I think the longest combo is to 53 feet containers attached to one. Vanilla. They are obviously not like which allow you to make longer combinations, but it quickly becomes impractical. 3 trailers are still manageable, but everything beyond that is just, although really fun in its own twisted way. Again, cruising above one of these, I think they are called bayous. Yeah, so basically the Mississippi Delta swamps, all bridged via causeways. I wonder, is the audio doing well? Because, yeah, every now and then I had some audio issues. Performance is a bit tacky here, but only in cockpit view. I suppose because of the mirrors again. 6 mirrors. 7 times. The world is rendered 7 times. Anyway, on Windows the audio is just absolute mess. On Linux it seems to work fine at least. These headlights are not very strong. Maybe it needs to get a little darker. I can properly see them. The high beams are not adding to. To cause a crash. biggest point of criticism for this DLC is really that just everything looks kind of the same and very generic. Maybe Louisiana itself just looks quite generic. There are some very exciting players, but not too many. Actually, and I need to find the rest of. I just blasted my one opportunity. I gotta find destination leads to port. Let's see, world map. There's a place to sleep at the dealership. Yeah, so we gotta take a detour to the dealership here. Get some sleep because the port is quite far away, but then we missed the night and we didn't do early at night. Prison's decision. Bite the bullet here. Hold it. Hopefully before we fall asleep. This is terrible. Terrible traffic. Maybe I'm just not used to driving in the city. We are getting tired. We should find a parking place to rest. Yes, I should. Now we gotta... Stadium? I think. And actually I expected... Well, it doesn't look terrible, but I'm a little whelmed. Boop, 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 boop. I was so whelmed, I missed an exit. Oh crap, there's... Yeah, now we are not making it back. Seems like I gotta add 11 miles. Yeah, 11 miles now. I gotta add some miles to the journey. It is what it is. Just a little bit more. Bigger. Oh, so we're gonna drive across this bridge over there. Bridge looks really nicely lit. But other than that, I gotta say, I'm not really that impressed with. Check out photo mode. Yeah, I don't know why, but New Orleans Dome and Panorama, this is actually a photo trophy. Well then, let's make it count. This doesn't look really exciting, honestly, unfortunately. Settings. Change the weather. Whoa, dynamic, good job. Yeah. Silent Hill shader. It looked like Silent Hill. Yeah, get some clouds going. That's interesting. There's some other cloud. Yeah, those look interesting. But seriously. This skyline looks unfortunately really unexciting. I'm complaining a lot today. Yes, I can. Being custom. Yeah. I mean, the photo mode isn't terrible, but it isn't great either. This is where I would like to have a tilt and shift effect. Tilt and shift setting, which obviously I don't have that. Like, just that. Anyway, heading across these bridges now. Finally, after wasting a couple good minutes in photo mode, taking some. Actually, now that the night has fallen, the high beam actually isn't too bad. There's a General de Gaulle. Actually, I can get some sleep there. See, we've seen New Orleans by night now, and it really isn't nice. Lighting is quite underwhelming. Might be my game settings, I don't know. Yeah, I have expected better. It isn't bad. but it lacks popping visuals. I don't know what it is. I like the greenery. It really lacks the something. Difficult to explain. Really lacks the little something. Makes the wow factor. I had that to some degree in the Mississippi Delta. The outer Mississippi Delta, lower Mississippi Delta, or however you want to call it. The causeway, but not in a good sense. I was more like being impressed how desolate it actually looks. How bleak. Really weird. Yes, he has really weird vibes. I can't quite put a finger on it. Call it eerie. Oh. Maybe I'm just talking gobshite. Probably that, but yeah, it's odd. Oh. That view is a bit more interesting maybe with the bridge, but again we don't have a real free cam, so we can't get good city panorama without a truly free cam. Oh, it looks a little bleak. This is not good. I know you wouldn't drive there, but you can absolutely look at it, and a little bit under the bridge is a bit too underdeveloped for how close you get to it. If you're just going through here in a cockpit view, it's alright, but if you look a little bit over the edge, it falls apart. Damn it. It's these tiny little things that somehow, I don't know. Oh. That's the National World War II Museum. And here, of course, we are driving through this part, so you wouldn't just look at it over the edge of the causeway. But here you see actually pretty decently detailed stuff, although it's just mostly parking lots and not very interesting. Is something to awe at? Please. I don't really have anything. I was like, wow, that's beautiful. I had moments where I'm like, wow, that's ugly. I mean, that's impressive on its own to make something actually ugly, towering. Probably because the original is actually that ugly. Industrial. There's definitely some skill to represent it. We are finally at the port. finally there. Just one document check away. Security check in progress, please wait. Of course, this is done for the sake of realism. Let's start. And the second security check. Interesting. There. I skipped this one now. I'm getting tired myself. Just in game. And quick travel to Lake Charles, and from Lake Charles we're gonna go to the river and see what jobs we can pick up there, because that's the only city in Louisiana we haven't taken a job from. Even though cruising Louisiana is now finished, I will still take a job from the river. And yeah, wow, great, we spawned quite far out. Back here. So, just a short drive up the road. We can't quick travel there because we've been there. We will drive through there and not around the city. So we're gonna ignore all speed limits. I wonder how fast this lorry can go. I think we're gonna find out now. Can we break the speed of sound? Probably not. But we definitely can go faster. We are already going faster than the truck's control. Maybe 100 miles an hour, is this possible? And then I can showcase the wonky physics. There's no downforce effect. City. Those are, for example, that was a prime example of the weird physics at high speed. It really starts to become weird when you do braking at high speeds in this game. There's some weird atmosphere, hitting, stuff like that at the same time. And you also get similar stuff when turning. Actually, there isn't really good traction and downforce speed. Not yet, anyway. Well, that was actually a pretty fast trip. One of the fastest trips I did in a long while in boxing games. ETS and ETS too. The Ritter discovered. Try not to crash! You have just witnessed a complete crash. Lovely. Tow service. Yes, I want to get towed to the river. Well, I've driven way too fast. So no. I crashed that. Yeah, vehicle malfunction. Visit service. Yeah, so service. Let's replace everything. Total pay 6,122. That was a really cheap crash. And external contracts. Can go from select child, take a bit. Ready service. Valid. So we're gonna take a skidder from the Ritter to Beaumont. Right. Maybe there's a plush, bonus plush or something involved with getting something in and out of the Ritter. I don't know. We're gonna find out. There must be something special about this place. Why it is the only town in this game that doesn't, that is not required, or rather that is very unlikely to be. Completed. The economy of this town just doesn't connect to the rest of Louisiana. Connects to Texas. There's no choice. There's a photo trophy. The trophy. Well, the city panorama, fortunately ruined by a traffic light. Huh. Okay. One's mode on. Get a good. Yeah, well. Good enough. Got a trophy captured. Without our lorry, unfortunately, but traffic intersection scene would have been nice, but it's over now. Whatever. Can't capture early. I'm too tired. I'm too tired to do it. This is the final trip. All very final. The last one was already the final. Cruising Louisiana goal. So this is an extra round. Just for the sake of completionism. So that we actually have all 11 settlements in our portfolio. Louisiana. So it's not the entire. Most of it. Anyway, it's getting brown here. Color is getting at least as dark of a color as we've seen between Norway and Sweden, Finland. Sweden, Finland, ETS2, where the drop off between the greenery in Norway and the brownish colours in northern Sweden and northern Finland was quite sharp. It seems to be a bit east on this one occasion. Well, this lorry doesn't really like to. That was close. This lorry doesn't really like to drive. We'll get some off-road action. As off-road as ATM gets anyway. Halloween winter. But yeah, finally some off-road action. It's very long. And to the rest of you. But actually, like the forest like that. Let's take a photo. Shooting a lot of photos. At least that. Right. extreme truckers at some point into ATS and ETS, not as a separate game. I mean, it was interesting, extreme truckers, especially since at the time where there was a reality docu-soap running on TV about ice roads and stuff like that. So it really fit the zeitgeist. But it didn't really. Extreme truckers, it's very arcadey. It's designed as an arcade truck sim. Not as a contiguous open world experience. And I really prefer, as for ATS and ETS 2, I really prefer contiguous open world experience instead of this episodic leveling grind extreme trucker. Just it's quite a heavy haul, also a bit oversized. You can definitely tell this lorry is giving its best, but it definitely is struggling on slight inclines. And we're gonna use this passing past any traffic. Yeah. I know, very illegal. And we really should have taken the section scenery back there in the photo. That was very busy. And again, it's one of these towns with this weird one-way road configuration that is existing a lot in ET and ATS. Like with a fast one-way road going, two one-way roads going through the city center, and yeah, that's actually quite a common layout in ATS. I'm not sure how common this layout is actually in real life in the US, but every couple cities, in almost every state, there is a settlement with this type of layout, either a single settlement or an actual settlement on the map. And now we are in Texas. Wait, there's road work. We are in Texas and people can't drive anymore. Would have thunk. Where are we going again? Beaumont. But really, at least there's a decent transition between the greenery of Louisiana and this very dryness of Texas. There at least is a really sharp cut. The Nordic horizon field. So that's a positive. Miles to go, almost there. Really nice. Again, loading. As I said before, I want to see more of this. It would actually be interesting. One of the upcoming DLCs will be British Columbia. British Columbia can be very rural and very untamed. And of course then further up north, Yukon territory. What's the other called? Northwestern territory, I think. Yeah. And Alaska and stuff like that. Lots of untamed birds and hopefully ice roads as well. Hopefully we're gonna see ice roads. With ice road mechanics. Even though ice road mechanics, like in Extreme Truckers, are better implemented into an arcade game. Let's be honest. But anyway, let's switch into drive mode. So anyway, would I, to conclude this stream, would I recommend the Louisiana deal? From what I've seen, I'm whelmed, and I am actually undecided. You need to decide seriously. It lacked wow effect. Simple as that. It has some places where it is a little subpar, but overall it's a decently crafted DLC map. But it just lacks that oomph I had in many other DLC. I don't know why, but especially the drives between cities were just rainforests on the side and nothing else. It just wasn't really that exciting. On other DLC maps we were seeing more of the countryside, more stuff. Here it's just forests. So yeah, I can't really decide on would I recommend it. I played it, but I'm only whelmed. Anyway, on that side note, I would say thanks for tuning in. Hope you've had a good time, and stay tuned, stay safe, stay fly. Bye.